starts now.
Welcome to News Watch 12 at 5. I'm Nate Myhock. We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, we're going to check in with weather and our chief meteorologist, Jeff Weller, joining us live in studio now. Jeff, what's the latest out there?
Yeah, hey Nate, welcome back. Well, temperatures, first off, tomorrow is March 1st, and temperatures seemingly know this. They're in sync with the calendar right now, as we're above freezing in many locations across the area. Even a couple 40s out there. Looking at you, Eau Claire, Waupaca is at 41 right now. So we'll get temperatures like this across the area tomorrow as well, with some light snow back in the forecast later on tomorrow night. Looking outside now, though, some snow across the area today, primarily along and north of the UP border. An inch or so there. The rest of us, just some flurries out there, not a big deal. But now the skies are clearing out, but there is some cloud cover just to the west of us right there. That's our next system getting in here late tomorrow night, but more likely closer early to parts of Wednesday morning with our next snowfall. That's another weak system, by the way, another 1, maybe a 2-inch snowfall. Again, late tomorrow night into early parts of Wednesday. Tonight, there are no issues at all. So here's your forecast then for tonight, though. It's partly cloudy skies, some mostly cloudy skies. There could be a flurry in there with low temperatures down near 19. Your full forecast is coming up. Nate?
Thank you, Jeff. And speaking of the snowfall, all snowmobile trails in Wood County closed at noon today. The Wood County Parks and Forestry Department is saying that the snow conditions are no longer good enough for the activity, hence the closure. There's no word yet on when the trails will reopen. A Schofield man has pled guilty to murder charges and will avoid a jury trial. Henry West was charged with shooting 3 people at Pine Grove Cemetery in Wausau in October of 2019. That resulted in 1 death. West had also started a garage fire and was preparing explosives before he was apprehended. The 67-year-old man pled guilty to 5 of his 17 charges, including first-degree intentional homicide, which carries a mandatory life sentence in the state of Wisconsin. A sentencing hearing is set for May 26th. Mental health is an issue that many people do not seem to talk about enough. However, it is very important that you get the help you possibly need as soon as you can. People always have the question, what should I do if I need some help? But there are plenty of things you can do, such as eating well, getting enough sleep, and drinking the right amount of water. Experts even say that something as simple as walking outside can improve your overall health.
You might call and they'll tell you, well, you know, you can make an appointment with a psychiatrist, but it's going to be 3.5 months from now. Make the appointment.
Fiocchi also said there are people out there that can help you.
The key is to reach out to people. Talk to a trusted friend, talk to a pastor. If you have a nurse practitioner or a doctor that you trust, make an appointment.
He also says just talking to someone you trust can make a huge difference. The Vilas County Economic Development Corporation is adding another member to its team. The VCEDC created a part-time and 2-year business outreach specialist position. The role will be funded by the U.S. Small Businesses Administration, and Mary Sue Drum was named to fill this new role. She'll be responsible for supporting Vilas County businesses, entrepreneurs, and growing businesses looking to enter the area. Drum is a Three Lakes native with more than 30 years of business experience, and she says she's excited to return to the area to help the local economy in Vilas County. The State Assembly unanimously approved a bill that would fund a new youth prison to replace the state's facility in northern Wisconsin. The legislation would allow the state to borrow $42 million to build a new youth prison in Milwaukee County. Lincoln Hills in Irma would then be converted to an adult institution. However, changes were made to the bill, which means it will now have to go back to the state Senate. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos was initially opposed to the bill, but said he changed his mind after receiving a letter from Rebecca Clayfish. The report from the Wisconsin Republican-ordered investigation into the 2020 presidential election will be publicized after review. But first, it will have to be looked over by Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos and the Wisconsin Assembly Elections Committee on Tuesday. First, they will wait on the report from former Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman. Vos insists that the investigation is not focused on overturning the 2020 election results, but is to ensure that proper voting security changes are made before the next election. That said, the Republican-controlled legislature is not expected to act on Gableman's suggestions. Meanwhile, Biden won Wisconsin by 21,000 votes, according to several recounts, lawsuits, and reviews by the nonpartisan Legislative Audit Bureau and the conservative Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. Wisconsin union members rallied outside the Oshkosh Corporation over the weekend to protest the U.S. Postal Service's decision to make their next generation delivery vehicle in South Carolina and not within the state of Wisconsin. The protesters wanted a reversal on the decision made last summer on the production of the vehicle. The company says that the site in Spartanburg, South Carolina will be 900,000 square feet. That's much larger than any site that can be held in Oshkosh. They also responded by noting that the contract will not hurt Oshkosh jobs and that 100 technical positions are still being added. Production for the postal vehicles are expected to begin in the spring of next year. Facebook's parent company Meta has announced the discovery of fake accounts, groups, and pages that were spreading pro-Russian sentiments this weekend. The company's move comes alongside a separate takedown of what officials call an intensified push from hackers who have been trying to compromise accounts of Ukrainian government officials, military leaders, and journalists. Meta says this false campaign effort was small and that it was disrupted before it had a chance to gain significant momentum. So far, there hasn't been any fake activity from pro-Ukrainian groups, but Meta officials say they will announce it if it occurs. Meanwhile, FedEx and UPS have announced that they will be halting delivery services to both Russia and Ukraine. UPS has said that packages en route to Russia and Ukraine will be returned free of charge to the sender if possible. It is unclear if either of the companies are continuing to use Russian airspace as part of their general operations. Russian products are also being pulled off shelves nationwide in protest of Russia's recent actions. In Virginia, Governor Glenn Youngkin called for a decisive action. That means you won't find any Russian-sourced vodka at certain stores within the state. 7 brands have been banned totally, but some that are Russian-themed can stay as long as they are not actually made in Russia. And former NFL legend Joe Namath has also announced that he won't be serving Russian-based spirits at his Florida restaurant for the time being.
We got to get a message over there to the people to get on their leader, Putin, and let them know they're doing the wrong thing.
Wisconsin's system for alcohol is privately run, so Governor Evers cannot issue a ban. But Evers did tell the media today that they are reviewing other options that the state can take instead. And here in Wisconsin, the Green Bay community is joining other cities worldwide to rally and show support for Ukraine. NBC 26's Valerie Juarez has more.
Gathered in a sea of blue and yellow, local Ukrainians took the streets of Brown County Sunday afternoon in support and solidarity with Ukraine.
There's a lot of people that want to know. They want to hear the Ukrainian voices. They need to hear your voice. They need to hear our family's voice.
Gathered at the Brown County Veterans Memorial, right outside the Rush Center. People waved flags and held up all sorts of signs.
I feel like it's my 4th day of nightmare that I try to wake up and I can't.
For one woman who's originally from Ukraine, she says all her family's overseas, and she can't help but constantly worry.
I send text message and I wait for their responses to see if they respond. If it's silence, it's a fear comes. If they are safe, are they alive there?
Other local Ukrainians share what their families are witnessing.
I have family there. There's rockets that were shot all over Ukraine, including in western part by Lviv, not that far from Poland. In Ternopil, there's attacks there.
Like my sister, she's in a 15-mile long line right now at the Polish border. She's sitting waiting there for like 8 hours. They moved like 1 mile per hour. So it's humanitarian crisis coming up. Their town they got Russian blockpost in the outskirts of town every night. So they can hear and can see the flames. They see tanks coming through, jets flying overhead. So it's full-blown war.
And for many local Ukrainians, they believe now is the time to come together and unite, as they believe more action is still needed.
I don't think sanctions enough. Sanctions is a long-term deal. They need Ukraine need help in arms and ammunition. They need to be Russia have to be isolated from the world. economically, financially.
In the meantime, Ukrainians here in Wisconsin are praying for the world to please hear them and help them save their homeland and loved ones.
We're praying in this community, asking our senators and congresspeople. I think that gives the strength and the hope that they are not alone there.
That was Valerie Juarez reporting. The Green Bay Packers will be playing in a very unfamiliar location next year. We'll tell you about their upcoming trip across the pond, but first, Jeffson with your full forecast.
He should have used his power to serve Wisconsin. Instead, Ron Johnson served himself. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. After the loophole became law, Ron Johnson cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. Look up the facts and tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
There are never enough hours in the day. I'm always making trade-offs, sacrifices. But I'll keep going. Even when it feels like there's no way I can do it all, I won't give up. I'm doing this for me and for them. We're doing this together. North Central Technical College's virtual college, flexible learning, because our time is precious.
Do you have sleep apnea? Struggling with your CPAP? Ditch the mask and let New Horizons Sleep Solutions help you achieve your best night's sleep. Dr. James Block is your expert in oral appliance therapy, a simple, comfortable treatment for snoring and sleep apnea. If you have a CPAP machine that you're struggling to use, consider oral appliance therapy to improve your sleep and protect your health. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation appointment and wake up to a new horizon in sleep apnea treatment.
Welcome back, my friends. That was an amazing weekend. The snow trails were packed this weekend. All outdoor events were just a go. Some clouds out there today, but now the sun has come out just before it sets, right? With temperatures hanging out near 31 in Rhinelander right now, a south breeze at 5. Over in Wausau, 37. We're melting some snow there with a southwest breeze around 3. Around the Horn, temperatures are going from the upper 20s to low 40s across the area today, and we'll do the same thing across the region tomorrow. Forecast high of 34 tomorrow, 31 for Wednesday, a bit colder for Thursday, but notice there's no like teens and below zeros on here anymore. We're starting a warming trend now as we head into the first day of March, which of course is tomorrow. Looking outside right now though, lots of clouds and some sunshine here at the airport. We're going to melt some snow again tomorrow on the tarmac, especially with the sun angle now increasing across north central Wisconsin. Lots of clouds and some snow showers earlier today, primarily right along the UP border and north of there. We'll get a break in the action for our area right now, followed by our next storm system. There's a couple of these on the way. This one's going to move across our area tomorrow night, like late tomorrow night, like after probably midnight, into early parts of Wednesday morning. That's going to give us about a 1 to 2 inch snowfall late tomorrow night into early parts of Wednesday morning. And then we kind of sit back and wait because another one is back to the west of it. You see it way over that one right there. That is going to be the energy that could bring a system in here this weekend. And right now it looks like it could be snow. So we could break our weekend stretches of really good weather and bring in some snow and maybe some rain across the area on Friday and Saturday. But for now, just some light snow out there. Again, this is not tonight. This is for tomorrow night, late after midnight into early parts of Wednesday morning. A clipper is going to come through and give us a widespread 1 to 2 inch snowfall. For tonight, though, and for tomorrow, looking at lots of sunshine across the area tomorrow. Again, high temperatures back up in the low to mid 30s to the north, and even some upper 30s to low 40s across the south again tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. Our forecast then tonight, though, is lots of cloud cover to partly cloudy skies. Low temperatures down near 19. That's an improvement with a calm wind after midnight. For tomorrow, it's Tuesday. Lots of cloud cover again tomorrow. High temperatures above freezing. We're going to melt some snow tomorrow, meaning long lines at the car wash tomorrow with a northwest breeze around 5 to 10. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow we're quiet. Late tomorrow night into early parts of Wednesday, some light snow, maybe an inch or two. Then a break in the action Thursday and Friday, followed by an interesting system this weekend that could bring some heavy snow and some rain to the area Saturday into Sunday. Nate?
Thank you, Jeff. It's become much more expensive to fill up your car recently. Our own Eli Karp has more on the status of gas prices, and he joins us live in the field. Eli, what can you tell us?
Nate, when Russia invaded Ukraine last week, crude oil topped over $100 a barrel. Gas prices were already high, and there's no off-ramp in sight.
Really what has caused the higher prices up until this point.
The national average for gas is $3.61 a gallon, though here in Wisconsin it's $3.36. Russia's war on Ukraine has raised concern about global oil prices should Russia threaten to cut its output and squeeze supply.
Certainly the conflict in Ukraine has the potential to exacerbate that even more.
Rhinelander native and Wausau resident Sherry Winnie says raising gas prices aren't a major concern for her, but she knows that's different for other people who think getting involved across the ocean isn't worth the higher prices.
I think most people say, why do we care? But I care. I mean, you care. We're in a world all together. You know, we all should care about no matter what's going on.
And while prices do remain high, experts say don't worry, supply is okay here in the U.S. After all, just 10% of the oil and the gas we use here is from Russia. And at 6, we'll have more on how you can be more economical with your gas. In Rhinelander, Eli Karp, Newswatch 12.
All right, thank you, Eli. The Rhinelander High School mock trial team will be competing in the state competition this weekend. Here's a picture of this year's team. This mock trial program allows students interested in the field of law to engage in fictional court cases made by the State Bar of Wisconsin. The Rhinelander team is undefeated so far, and they won the Wausau Area Regional Championship in order to qualify for state. The Hodag mock trial team has 17 state titles to their name, and they're looking for number 18. The city of Rhinelander hosted its first ever dog sled race this weekend. The Heel Creek Dog Dash featured 78 racers, plus more than 100 spectators came to watch the action. The event also featured food vendors, drinks, and live music. A race organizer said she's hoping to bring it back to the area next year. The Green Bay Packers are headed overseas to England this year for a regular season game. Here's a picture that the team posted on social media, a reference to the Beatles' Abbey Road album. The Packers will play at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Dates, matchups, and kickoff times for the games are yet to be announced, and this will be the first trip overseas for the Packers. They'll be joined in the country by the New Orleans Saints and Jacksonville Jaguars. Currently, the Packers are the only team to have not played a single regular season game in the NFL International Series. A very powerful history exhibit has made its return to Wisconsin. We'll tell you all about it after the break right here on Newswatch 12.
Check out the Events in the Northwoods page on the WJFW website to find can't-miss local events. Do you want to spread the word about your event? You can add it to the calendar there, too.
Go with the flow at Dvorak's Docks. Flow from Dvorak's Docks is installed by trained in-house employees. That's right, no subcontractors needed, so your shoreline setup is guaranteed. Get flow from Dvorak's Docks by calling 275-DOC.
Everyone sleeps at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun with prices so low you'll have to bend over to see them. Prices that'll make your eyes pop out. Want to sleep watching TV? Check out our recliners. You want to pass out face first in a sofa? Check out our sofas. And beds. We've got beds. Check us out. Prices so low you'll think we're crazy. Because everyone sleeps at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun.
Now is the time to turn your dream into a reality with 11% off design and buy projects at Menards. Breeze through your project planning with ease using interactive tools that factor in the details that matter. If you're dreaming of a kitchen with an island for entertaining, a deck to grill up the perfect hot dog, or a post-frame building large enough to protect your prized possessions, what are you waiting for? Get a free estimate with instant pricing and buy your project today with Design and Buy at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Nick Bolton here with the newest addition to our tactical line, the Bell & Howell Tax Shaver. Tax Shaver gives you a quick, razor-smooth shave, whether you're at home or on the go. It even has a built-in trimmer for sideburns and beards. And it works wet or dry for a great shave in even the harshest conditions. The Tax Shaver is completely waterproof.
Act now to get your Tax Shaver for just $29.99 with free shipping and is backed by our 10-year warranty. Order yours today.
The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear a major Native American child welfare case. The court will consider whether the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978 violates the Constitution. The law requires state adoption agencies to place Native American children with relatives or families of the same tribe when possible. It was passed to stop a crisis in the mid-70s when many Native American children were separated from their tribes through adoption or foster care replacement. Supporters of the law say it's essential to protect the stability and security of Native American tribes, but critics say Congress exceeded its authority in passing the law and that it violates equal protection principles. America's Black Holocaust Museum opened to the public in Wisconsin on Saturday. It was the first time it came to the state since 2008. Kent Wainscott shows us the large crowd that turned out to be among the first through the doors.
1, 2, 3.
With that cut, years of anticipation ended and a new era in Bronzeville began. The rebirth of America's Black Holocaust Museum, opening its doors to the public for the first time in 14 years.
I rode past here for a month saying I can't wait till the 25th. I can't wait. Carol Cole was among the first visitors through the doors, sharing the history with her 9-year-old daughter, Devonna. This is a way that she'll always be able to see it forever. You know, she'll always be able to come here and witness it, bringing her children and their children.
This would have been the 108th birthday of the museum's founder, Dr. James Cameron. As a teenager, he became the only known survivor of a lynching. Later went on to educate and inspire generations of others. His son Virgil was here to celebrate the reopening.
We did it, and thank you so much.
First-day visitors waited in line before finding themselves captivated by the powerful exhibits.
It's very important to know your history and to where you came from and how to move forward.
I think the spirit of Dr. James Cameron, you can feel it throughout the entire museum.
And the museum's president reflected on both its past and its future.
We're finally here. This day is here.
Did you ever have any doubts that you would get to this point?
No, I never had any doubts. And more importantly, we will never close these doors again.
In Milwaukee, I'm Kent Wainscott, WISN 12 News.
Why choose People's State Bank? Our digital tools make banking easy. Manage all your bills and payments with our online bill pay. Simple person-to-person payment, compatible with all major digital wallets. Misplace your debit card? Simply turn it off and on with the touch of a button. Put People's digital tools to work for you. Learn more at bankpeoples.com.
For a close shave, you need to get a razor and lather up. For a quick shave on the go, you need to settle for an electric. But what if you really want both? Nick Bolton here with the newest addition to our tactical line, the Bell & Howell Tax Shaver. Tax Shaver gives you a quick, razor-smooth shave, whether you're at home or on the go. It even has a built-in trimmer for sideburns and beards. And it works wet or dry for a great shave in even the harshest conditions. That's right, the Tax Shaver is completely waterproof.
Act now to get your Tax Shaver for this special TV price of just $29.99 with free shipping. It's the only shaver that features genuine Bell & Howell precision and quality and is backed by our 10-year warranty. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-796-1043 or go to taxshaver.com. That's 1-800-796-1043, or you can order online at taxshaver.com.
From the moments that shape our lives to those that shape our days, broadcasters are there, delivering the most trusted news that keeps you informed when it matters. We are your neighbors, a trusted voice, a lifeline. We are broadcasters. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Jeff, it didn't really hit me until you mentioned it during your weather forecast before, but tomorrow is March 1st already.
March 1st.
You know, spring is almost here already, and you were just telling me this weekend we had a lot going on. The weather was perfect. You said it was like summertime craziness.
Well, you wouldn't know. You were in Mexico on your honeymoon, so, you know, we were up here at 30 and sunny. That was a big deal for us, right? And
beautiful.
it was that way all weekend long. In fact, look outside now. Here we are. The sun sets about 5:43. It's still up, so we're gaining daylight. We're heading into March. Temperatures are in the 30s at 5 o'clock at night. We haven't said that for a while, Nate, you and I sitting here. So things are beginning to kind of look up, right? We'll get a couple hours of clear skies tonight, followed by our next weather system tomorrow evening. That could bring us another widespread 1 to 2 inch snowfall late tomorrow night into early parts of Wednesday morning. And then we got to watch the weekend. The weekend could be a little iffy. We could have a pretty big snow system across the Great Lakes this
I feel like as soon as we start to think, oh, spring's here, it always get hit with the snow. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 6.